What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Coach Grossman Dynasty here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course. And you already saw what we got going on, man. We are taking on the number 13 team in all of college football. We are going to be taking on the Tennessee Volunteers, man. It's going to be a great matchup here, and definitely an important one as well, as what you are about to see is probably one of the most important visit days in our campus. We got 3 5-star guys, all of which are athletes in the top 10 in their recruiting class, and I am trying to go out there and impress these guys, so should be a good one. Make sure you go ahead, you smash that like button, hit subscribe as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel, by the way. And with that being said, I will see you guys when we kick things off against the number 13 team in college football. Let's get it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it here, as Tennessee did end up receiving the football first. But that being said, they are going 3 and out and giving it to the dangerous Anthony Smith, who takes it to the outside. He's got some room to work, and it's going to be brought down. But great field position for one of the best quarterbacks in college football, Maurice Royal, who, even though he was hurt and didn't play as much as a half of football, he was still dangerous. 16 for 18. And we are testing this Tennessee secondary right away, going deep downfield, and it's going to be broken up. Looking for Sean Alberts, and can't get the completion, so it will be an incomplete pass, as we'll try again here on 2nd and 10, as Royal looking over to the right, going to get it out to Sean Albert. Was trying to look for him on the touchdown grab earlier. He will be able to go ahead and win his curl route. So now 2nd and 7, going to be looking again over the middle, looking for Jeremy Tate, but Jeremy Tate could not catch that ball. Not the right place for Maurice Royal to place that football, unfortunately. So now 3rd and long, trying to not settle for a field goal, throwing it towards the end zone, and Jeremy Tate comes down with it. I was expecting him to cut, and Maurice Royal didn't get that cut, but he did end up doing what he needed to do there, throwing a huge touchdown pass. And we are off to a fantastic start here, up 7-0. And that's big that we start out as quick as we are, because one thing that Tennessee does like to do, they like to run that football. And not only do they like to run that football, they like to go ahead and run that triple option. So if we can get to a big lead early, we can definitely stop them from running their brand of football, their offensive scheme. Going to be something to definitely watch out for, as they do unsurprisingly run the ball again. This time getting it out to Harris on the edge. He finds the corner, cutting it upfield, and it's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line, but a 22-yard rush for Jerome Harris, and in striking distance as well, looking to tie this thing up. The fullback Mitchell gonna get some run, and he gets himself back up, and he's gonna keep going, and eventually brought down the 15-yard line. Talk about a guy that is tough as nails, and he will not be going down very easily. So now Tennessee finds itself in the red zone, and they hit us with a play action, and the Tennessee Volunteers, sure enough, are going to strike back. Touchdown Tennessee, as Jay Jenkins sells the play action extremely well. He gets the protection, and his receiver was able to go ahead and do the rest. So sure enough, this thing is now all knotted up at 7 apiece. These boys did come to play. I was not expecting it to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, especially when going about facing the number 13 team in all of college football. We also have to bring our A game, as we got a 3rd and 4 coming up. Got a 4 wide set. Royal going to be looking into the backfield, and he's going to find Jeremy Givens, who's able to run that nice little corner route into the middle of the field, and it sets up a 1st and 10. Speaking of 1st and 10s, how about Sean Alberts getting open on a play-action screenplay? Able to get loose for 17. You love to see it. Let's see if we can target him again. Albert gets himself wide, but naked open, and it's another big gain. Oklahoma quickly moving the ball downfield. As it's another 1st and 10. Givens following his blocks and is going to cut upfield and gets in to the red zone. And our Oklahoma Sooners are going to be threatening the score. Let's see if we can finish this drive. 1st and 10. Royal looks over in the middle, finds Terry Cotton, who tries to dive for that 1st down marker. He's going to be a little bit short, but going to be inside that 5-yard line. We'll see if we can finish this drive here. Royal looks over the middle, but Brad Means goes the wrong way and pays for it dearly. And we're going to get intercepted. Was expecting Means to attack the middle of that field. That did not happen. And that means that we did all that work to get into the red zone, and we don't come away with any points. So this thing is still all knotted up at 7 apiece here as we do roll out. Eventually finding Sean Albert as well. But it still remains all knotted up after a Tennessee 3 and out. Is now 1st and 10. Got Jason Tate going to go ahead and take it up the middle off the slant pattern. A gain of 9. Is now 2nd and 1. Going to run it up the gut with Jeremy Givens. And Jeremy Givens picks up the 1st down. A gain of 6. That will already set up our 3rd trip into the red zone. Not even done with this 1st quarter yet. And Givens, this time looking for the end zone. No! But gets it inside the 1-yard line. And you already know what time it is. We got to reward Jeremy Givens for his work in the red zone. And he makes it pay off. Touchdown Sooners! And we will once again reestablish the lead on the number 2 team in the nation. And it will indeed be a 14-7 lead. As the Volunteers get themselves back out onto the field here as they go back to their fullback. He's been a bruiser and bruising us up for sure. A gain of 6 for Doug Mitchell. We'll see if they go to him once again, but it's going to instead be a play action, facing some pressure though, and look who it is. Marcus Johnson with his 1st sack of the day, and just kind of ran right into him. And Marcus Johnson, as a result, laying the lumber on that receiver, or the quarterback, I should say. And now 3rd and long, facing tremendous amount of pressure, but somehow getting it out to Anthony Ford, and it's good for a 1st down. But we definitely got ourselves an exciting 1st quarter of action here. We're only up 14-7. These boys came to play. So we'll go ahead and jump into the 2nd quarter of play now, as we jump into a 2nd and 12 as Jenkins, he's going to take it off of the speed option to the right, taking it upfield and eventually being cut off at about midfield. And it's a 1st and 10 for Tennessee as they try to run the option again, this time going to the left-hand side and pitching it out to the star running back Jerome Harris. And an 8-yard gain of that. There's a triple option in full effect here against Tennessee. Jenkins spinning off one defender, gets it to another star running back, Brandon Alexander. His only 2nd carry of the day. That's good for a 1st down. This running game giving us serious headaches, but we can also rally up and make that tackle though. That will help make Tennessee get one-dimensional, forcing those big losses. And sure enough, we got a situation to where they have to pass it. It's 3rd and 17 as Jenkins, looking downfield, does find a receiver in Andrew Mitchell, but it's not close to the 1st down. They are actually going to settle for, it's going to be a really long field goal attempt. It's going to be a 51-yarder, which they do get up. It has the distance, but it is just way off to that left-hand side. As we have a very interesting development here. We got the number 4 team in college football on upset alert. as Central Michigan has the lead early. They're up 10-3. But jumping back into our game after the missed field goal attempt, our offense is back out on the field and trying to go with a 4-wide set. Royal looking to his left, trying to locate Aaron Atkins, but he couldn't locate the football. Was looking to do that back shoulder fade, but instead 2nd and 10, where we hand the football off to Jeremy Givens, and Jeremy Givens gets some good running there and sets up a 3rd and short. So we're going with the 4-wide set. We're definitely dangerous here. Play action. Looking over the middle. We got a man, and it's Nick Andrews. And Nick Andrews picks up the first down. But we got ourselves a penalty on the field, though. And it's going to be a clipping penalty on Aaron Atkins. So essentially, got to go ahead and replay the 3rd down, except it's going to be 3rd and 1 this time. We'll see if we can pick up this 1st down again, as we'll throw short for our tight end, Terry Cotton. And we will still pick up that 1st down nonetheless. Lost that big gain that we did end up having, even though it had nothing to do with the play, but it is what it is. And we're still got that 1st and 10. Anyways, that was a dangerous throw, as Bryson Kent got his paws on the ball, but could not haul it in. So now, 2nd and 10. Gonna hand it off. No, it's actually a read option. Royal got some space, and he's gonna be rumbling and stumbling down for a 16-yard gain. The first carry of the day for Maurice Royal. Even though he's not a fast quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, you always have to account for him in the running game because he is a willing runner. And a 2nd and short because of it. It just opened things up for the rest of the running game. Whenever that quarterback is able to get the yardage needed to at least consider himself a threat on the ground. Is now 2nd and 8. Gonna run the ball again as Jeremy Givens. He actually puts it on the ground though, and it's gonna be recovered by the Tennessee defense. Absolutely unbelievable. Our 2nd turnover of the day ends up being basically in the red zone, man. And we give Tennessee another extra possession. We'll see if they can do anything with it on a 3rd and 11. And Nick Anderson lays the rubber, but he still comes through and makes the catch, so we don't even get the 3 and out. But Matt Berg finishes off Jay Jenkins and throws it down around. And it's going to be a huge loss thanks to Matt Berg, one of our defensive linemen. Is now 2nd and 17. They're actually going to try to run it, doing a little bit of a reverse, but our defense was not fooled by that. Matt Mays gets a huge TFL. And now it's 3rd and 21. They have to pass it here. Is now Jenkins. They actually try to set up a halfback screen, but we got multiple guys ready to respond to the halfback screen. And what was a promising drive for the Tennessee Volunteers, they could not get any points on the board. So 2 turnovers that they managed to get from us so far. Still no points off those turnovers. That's why we still have this lead. But can we stop messing around here? I really want to open up this lead for the end of the first half. Royal, we're going to throw a strike to Nick Andrews. And Andrews drops the pass. That was going to be a huge gain, but we can't connect. So we'll try again on 2nd and 10. This time, finding our tight end, Terry Cotton. And Terry Cotton was wide but naked open thanks to the blitz that they sent. And it will now be another 1st and 10. Royal looking to his left. He's going to find Aaron Atkins. And he's going to be able to go ahead and pick up that 1st down. We can take our time here, knowing that we got 3 timeouts left to work with, as Givens will actually get the handoff. Not a 1st down though. And at that point we will end up using our 1st timeout. Still got 2 to go. Royal looks to his right, gets it out to Brad Means, who has the lead for it and actually manages to fight for that 1st down. We're inside the 5-yard line with a minute left to play. Royal under center, hands it off to Givens. Givens gets it to the outside and finds the end zone. Touchdown Sooners. And Oklahoma taking themselves a 21-7 lead with just 1 minute left to play. And now Tennessee got to do something that they are not accustomed to doing so far this year. They actually got to go about passing this football. We'll see how they handle it as a quick throw to the right-hand side. Gets it out to Jonathan Hill for the first before they do call that first timeout. As Jay Jenkins will look to throw again. This time a short throw to Harris. And Harris actually does manage to get out of bounds. So no timeout required here. But they do need a first down. 3rd and short. Looks like they're going to actually try to run it with Alexander. But this time the defense stands up. And we will use a timeout of our own. Got 1 left here. And we'll see if we can get it. 1st and 10 with 35 to go. Royal, we're going to watch this one deep downfield. And it's Aaron Atkins who gets a foot in bounds. And it's going to be a first down. And now across midfield, we're going to keep it going. Jate gets the ball off of the check down as they were looking to play deep. Still got that first down. Plus, get out of bounds as well. As we throw again on 1st and 10, Nick Andrews making the catch for us as we try to go about getting ourselves to the line of scrimmage quickly. And Royal looking over the middle, gets it out to Brad Means. Does he get to the first down? No! So the clock will run, and that means we will just settle for the field goal so that we get some points on the board, but we do have a huge lead. So second half action underway here as Tennessee. We got to kick this ball off to us first because we do certainly have ourselves a nice little, well, we deferred to the second half. That's why we got the ball first. I don't know why that took me so long to say that, but first possession of the second half, we do have some great field position to work with. We start this thing on the 40-yard line, and with our arsenal of wide receivers, there's going to be a little problem for the Tennessee secondary. We'll see if we can make them pay for it by getting another touchdown on the board. But how about Jeremy Givens making some guys miss? And oh, if he didn't stumble there at the last second, I think he could have been gone like a girl in a country song. But still, either way, we are out here in the red zone already. We are not messing around as Jeremy Givens does get himself his 100-yard day, and he's just getting started, I imagine. And how about Maurice Royal looking tough, getting that 6-yard run, breaking a tackle too, man. I see you, Royal. I see how you going about doing things. But let's see if we can finish this drive, though. 3rd and goal. They don't have any linebackers, though, and it's just too easy of a touchdown, man. Don't disrespect my running game like that, my guy. That is a terrible idea under all circumstances. And we take another touchdown because of it. And we're going to be up 31-7. And look at Tennessee and how they got to open things up. This is not their MO. We got them right where we wanna, but to get that completion there, you know, they can pass the football too if they need to. I guess they choose not to because they are a triple option squad. But now, 3rd and 11. We'll see if we can get this ball back quickly. Jenkins facing some pressure, gets it out to Alexander. And oh my, Matt Ratliff. Woo, we hitting today. You love to see it, man. And Tennessee will be forced to punt this football away once again. As Andrew Smith, he gets another crack at this thing. Smith, look at this, making some guys miss a little bit, and it's a 24-yard return. Another opportunity for fantastic field position as we'll take over at about the 45-yard line. They're pressing up on our receivers. This is bad news. Looking over the middle, we find Brad Means, and it's for a big gain of 21. And an insanely talented sophomore wideout coming through with some points, or not points, but with some good yardage there. And just like that, in a snap, we are already threatening another touchdown against this beleaguered Tennessee secondary. They ain't ready for all this. As Royal looks over to the left, gets it out to Jeremy Tate, who gets lit up like a Christmas tree. But he will hang on and make the catch. As we'll run again on 2nd and 4. Royal looking to get busy with it. And Maurice Royal with another first down on the ground. Just his 3rd carry of the day. We'll see if he gets his 4th in. He does. Royal looking towards the end zone. And somehow manages to get that first down without getting into the end zone. That's crazy. And we're going to finish this drive relatively easy. Score for Maurice Royal, able to slice and dice in, and it's another touchdown against Tennessee. We are not playing around today. We got 5 stars that were out here trying to impress. And surely 31-point lead against number 13 team in the nation. I'm sure that's impressive, even though it might not be enough for some reason to get that number 1's pole spot. I don't know why we lost that number 1 spot. You guys saw what we've been doing all year long. We are not playing games here. As down by 31, Tennessee is in desperate need of a score. We'll see if they can deliver. 1st and 10. Jay Jenkins in the shotgun. He's got some time to work with. He's going to load up and find Anthony Ford for a 25-yard grab. And a 2nd and 11 coming. Jenkins looking to throw again. Gets it out to Ford over the middle, but it's fumbled. And Matt Ratliff, the defensive captain, stumbles upon it. And how about this hit? Like I was saying, we've been hitting all day long. And we finally get a fumble to go our way. Oh my goodness. And we finally force our first turnover of the day. As now our offense will be taking over. Could potentially be one of the last drives of this game for at least our starters. I might go ahead and put in the backups and get up out of here and give you guys a little bit of a recruiting update, stuff like that after this game. So you're going to want to stick around to the end if you are still out here, man. And speaking of being out here, how about Maurice Royal being out in the open? Sucks that he is just so slow, though. Oh my goodness, that could have easily been a touchdown. He had the blocking for it, too. But it is what it is, though. As we'll make an adjustment with Royal, noticing that they are kind of pumped up. We do actually change the play, and it works to perfection as Jeremy Tate was all by himself out in the open. And he is on the verge of a 100-yard day receiving. That's impressive, given that we might not play a whole game with our starters, right? And given as well how Maurice Royal, he's been looking pretty good, man. He's been doing some good things today in that running game. And so has Jeremy Givens. Taking it out to the corner. He's going to find a huge edge, actually. A 13-yard gain. As Givens has continued to just look absolutely impressive thus far. As we'll just finish things off here with Andrew Smith, who makes a nice cut. And it's another touchdown for Tennessee, man. Stop playing with my name. Give us that number 1 ranking. Please, I am begging of you. If this is not what a number 1 team looks like, I don't know what does, to be honest with you guys. But we take care of business, even with our backups in the game. We end up putting in that 50 burger, and we do also end up winning this game by 30 plus. Only thing left to do now is check the stats for our guys. So once we did decide to go ahead and put our backups in here, Tennessee, they got a little bit closer. They scored a couple of touchdowns in the 4th quarter. But, I mean, it still doesn't change the fact that we won by 30 plus points, my guy. We went out there, we did exactly what we wanted to do. We dominated the number 13 team in the nation. And, if we're not the number 1 team in the country, by the time we get to the next game, then we're going to have some problems, man. We're going to have to fight somebody or something, man. Because I'm not feeling this disrespect being only the number 2 team in America. And speaking of which, speaking of our backups, we got a little bit of Sawyer Thompson in there, and he ended up doing pretty good overall. Took a few sacks, but ended up going 5 for 7, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Not bad. Maurice Royal, though, was really good, though. 27 for 35, 344 yards passing, a touchdown, and a pick. We also saw Jeremy Givens go off. Ended up seeing him get 18 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Andrew Smith also had 2 touchdowns off of 62 yards. And then Maurice Royal, who's not even that fast, he ended up breaking a couple of pretty medium-sized runs. He ends up going 9 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. So a lot of touchdowns on the ground that we saw today. Now for the receivers, we did see one receiver hit 100 yards today. We saw Jeremy Tate hit that 100-yard threshold. He ended up with 10 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We also saw a little bit of Emmy Husky Jr. for the very first time. He played a little bit in the 4th quarter, and he got his first career catch. He ends up going 1 catch for 5 yards in this one. Working with fellow custom prospect Sawyer Thompson. Should be a duo to watch out for in the future. But really, story of the day is his defense, man. The defense did a really great job once again. 7 tackles for Eric Gunn. That leads the entire team, with Matt Ratliff coming through with 6 tackles as well. Also managed to get a few sacks in there. Matt Berg got a couple of sacks, and then Marcus Johnson ended up with yet another sack. So our defensive ends, they were out here just enforcing things. You know, they're doing their jobs. And then, of course, Matt Ratliff had the only turnover of the day for us. He had that massive hit in the 3rd quarter that set up our final touchdown drive before we even brought the backups in the first place. He's a hard hitter, man. I am going to love Matt Ratliff. If he's not a 1st-round pick, I will riot on his behalf, man, because he totally deserves it. But yeah, man, really great performance overall, and I will go ahead. We'll jump into a little bit of a recruiting update to see how things are going there, as well as check to see if any of your custom prospects signed, and then also take a look at who we're going to be playing against in the next episode. So before I go ahead and take a look at the custom prospects, as well as potentially what our recruiting board's still looking like, we got our first batch of recruits, man, and they are a really talented bunch. We got guys like Mike Johnson and Andrew Hargrove, 81 overalls, both coming to the squad. We also got Antoine DeAngelis, who does translate best as a quarterback. He's an 80 overall. And then we also got ourselves an offensive lineman, Grant Smith, who is a 79 overall guy. So that's going to be our first batch of recruits. And we still got a few other guys that we're in recruiting battles with, as well as, you know, getting ready to visit our program as well. So keep an eye out for that. We got more coming on the way. So with our first batch of recruits coming in, we now have the number 2 ranked recruiting class in college football, only second to Texas A&M, but that's only because they've signed more players than we have thus far. I think once we get a similar number of players that Texas A&M has signed, we should be able to have that number 1 recruiting class. But look at this disrespect, man. We are still only number 2 in the country right now. Like, what do I need to do? We beat Tennessee by more than 30 points. It's more impressive than what Florida did against Tennessee. No disrespect to the Volunteers, obviously. Like, it has to at least be close, right? Like, it's not... Okay, it is kind of close. Like, it's a 20-point difference. But Florida has the majority of the first place points. And I just have one question. How? Like, how is that even possible, my guy? Like, we're in a thick race, too. Like, there's a few other teams with first place votes. Michigan's in there. Clemson, who had a scare against Central Michigan, they're in there as well. Georgia, another SEC squad. Iowa State has a first place vote. They are the defending national champions. So, I wonder if we play either Georgia or Florida. And it looks like we don't. So, you know, it might be very likely that we take on either this Florida team or this Georgia team come with the SEC championship. So I was hoping North Carolina would remain ranked by the time, but it looks like North Carolina has kind of struggled out the gate here in this first third of the season. We're taking on them in the next episode. They were ranked in the top 25 when we started this season out, but that is not the case anymore. They are only 2-2 thus far on the year. They are pretty banged up, unfortunately, so that really stinks. They actually were ranked number 15 last week, but it looks like after their loss to New Mexico, they lose to New Mexico. Not only lose to them, but they lose to New Mexico by 20 points, so it wasn't even close. So North Carolina, they're kind of reeling a little bit here. Their quarterback is really solid, but we'll see what happens in this next episode. We will take him on maybe make this a doubleheader. We'll see what ends up happening depending on what happens at North Carolina game. If we do make it a doubleheader, we'll also play against Texas, because Texas is a rivalry game, of course. But yeah, man, I'll leave that for the next time. I hope you guys are ready for it. If you are, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe as well if you have to be brand new. This is John Shit Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.